Frank Kimmel leading Damon Lusk. Billy Venturini, Jason Jarrett, and Rick Corelli are the top 5. Ericsson, Gibson, Cox, Andy Belmont, and Gerhardt are the top 10. 38, Tom Ericsson, after this last pit stop, has also been on the move. He's worked his way up to 6th place. There's his green and white machine. And orange.
He's definitely been coming all day. Started back in 18th position. He's just been solid there in the top 10 for about the last part of this race.
Right now running equal to his best career finish. That's on DuQuoin.
Look, I know why. There's flames on the hood of that car. That's the reason that car is fast today. DW loved that race car. Look at those flames.
He owns a water well company. I looked at the side, thought they were waves, but no, you're right. They're flames. That's hot water.
It's fast today.
Speaking of hot water, here comes Damon Lusk trying to put Frank Kimmel into hot water as this winds down with now 18 laps to go.
Driving off into turn 1, see Damon Lusk in the 22 try to move that car to the bottom, get that left front out there, make that thing turn. It looks like Kimmel's just a little stronger right back to the throttle and carries it down this Long Pond straightaway right here.
Third place is also a battle. 26-year-old Billy Venturini, who was 3rd at Kentucky last year, also on track for his best finish of the season, but he's now got Jason Jarrett to contend with.
And I'm sure this is partly a product of 2 tires versus 4 tires, but I think that was still a great call these guys made because they were back in about 11th or 12th, and you were not going to probably gain much by just coming in changing 4 tires like everybody else.
Oh, no, it's real obvious here. The track position can really hurt you on a restart if you're well back. Jason's dad, Dale, looking on from the top of the hauler as Jason tries to put the move on Billy Venturini for 3rd place here.
Jason's dad, Dale, he knows all about Pocono. Last 10 races here, 9 top 5 finishes. So I'm sure Jason listens closely when Dale talks about Pocono.
Side by side. Jarrett a little wiggle on entry. Smoke from Venturini. And in the wall.
Yeah, there's oil down out of Billy Venturini. All of these cars getting into that oil.
Vergers and Ericsson pound the wall hard. That's the Englishman down on the left side. And here comes Ericsson, who had raced his way up to 6th. And now, sadly, there really are flames from the 38.
And that's sad because he was having such a good run. We saw the smoke come out of Billy Venturini's car, and it almost gets the impression that maybe he was putting some fluid down.
And it looks like Ericsson got it with both ends. Yep. Now Mark Gibson is turned around. I'm not sure if he can get restarted. And Venturini is going to make it around back to pit road, it appears. A hard crash, though, for Michael Vergers and for 6th place, Tom Ericsson. It's the first real incident of the day. Vergers, you see, spun in the oil, backed it in, and he's taken off the steering wheel, has the window net down as a signal to rescue workers that he's okay.
If you notice in the right side, they do not run a window on these ARCA cars, and I ask why. And when you put a right side window in, it helps the drag of the car. It'll run faster down the straightaway, so ARCA officials opted not to run it to try to keep the straightaway speeds down a little bit.
Well, the first ARCA start of the year for Tom Ericsson. He was running 6th. It's going to be a DNF. There in the fence. And Gibson just gets down on this very, very wet grass. And these slick tires, of course, have no traction there. And he's spun around.
Boy, that is a hard. I mean, look how hard that leg that Michael Vergers took right there. I mean, you enter this corner at well over 190 miles an hour. Definitely the fastest part of this racetrack.
And the damage to the front of the 38 was not from the wall. It was from the crash into the 75. And it just folded up the nose of that car. Field going by very slowly here as caution is out for the 3rd time today.
For over 60 years, Mercury has been synonymous with a winning legacy. Celebrated performers like the Cougar Eliminator, the Cyclone Spoiler, and the Marauder were legends on the street, while in NASCAR, the Trans Am Series, and America's drag strips, Mercury was a dominant force like no other. Mercury's spirit of performance is making its return in the new 2003 Marauder and Speed Channel's exclusive special, Mercury at Speed, The Legend of Marauder.
Buying or selling a home can mean the weight of the world on your shoulders. A RE/MAX agent can lighten that load. Averaging more than 13 years experience, RE/MAX agents have the knowledge and expertise to free you of paperwork and do everything in their power to make hassles disappear. Our agents work the kind of practical magic that lets you take your life to the next level. When you're ready to buy or sell, call RE/MAX.
Express pickup. Wow, what a time saver, Ted. I mean, order stuff online, pick it up right away, and you're gone. Honey, you could have waited in the car. It's like we're barely even in the store. Isn't Express pickup great?
No. Save time if you want to. Express Pickup. Order online, pick up right away. Or we'll ship to you. Circuit City. We're with you.
Can I leave mine?
I'll get it.
Oh, here they are.
When it comes to NASCAR, you can't get closer than trackside. Speed gives you a show in the middle of it all and a part of it all. No script, no cue cards, just NASCAR guys talking to NASCAR guys. Your race weekend starts Friday night at 7 with Trackside at Michigan.
Caution is out here at Pocono. Billy Venturini's car dropped fluid, and it took Tom Erickson hard into the 75 of Michael Vergers, who got hard into the wall. There's Erickson climbing out. He was running 6th, what would have matched his best career finish, wearing the Hutchins device there. And he's okay. Let's see who will pit and who will not.
Now, pit road is open. We only have 9 cars on the lead lap. I'm not surprised those top 4 or 5 stayed out of it. They only have 10 laps on their cars. And you see Billy Venturini in the 25 car. He needs to come to pit road because we know he was smoking. But, you know, if I'm one of those guys, maybe 6th through 9th, why not come in? Try to make that car better.
Dick Berggren?
Well, Kimmels guys were on the radio, and they were clowning around talking about maybe trying to fake a pit stop. They were talking about, why don't we just put some tires up on top of pit wall, and maybe they could persuade somebody else to come on in, but then late in the game they decided, nah, we're not going to do that. Let's go to Jimmy Spencer.
Well, we're down here in the pit with crew chief Keith and Damon Lusk, pit 22, and he says that every time he makes a run at Frank, he has the same dreaded thing that the Cup drivers complain about, the aero push. So he thinks if he got in front of Frank, he could hold him off. Frank's the same way. Frank's not going to give way. So we're going to have a great race here for the next probably 13 laps or so. We're going to see a great finish.
Put up on Venturini as they try to find the source of that fluid leak that sent 2 cars hard into the wall.
Now, of our 9 cars on the lead lap, Billy Venturini here, the 25 car pitted. Bobby Gearhart in the 5, he's in the pits. They've had to hood up on his car, but also Andy Belmont and Rick Corelli in the 05 car, they pitted as well. So four of our 9 cars on the lead lap were on the pit road for one reason or another.
So staying out were Frank Kimmel, Damon Lusk, Jason Jarrett, Ron Cox, Chase Montgomery, as we get set hopefully to go back to green before too long. Both drivers are okay, and the car is being removed from the crash site down in turn 1.
Hey, sports fans, have an all-star season. Register for your Hooters Sports Fan card. Good for specials and a chance to be at Miller Park for the mid-season Summer Classic. Whoa! We'll learn how to handle your pitchers. Pitch in and purchase my autographed baseballs to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hey!
Ooh. Yeah, at least I got it over the plate. And if you're heading for home, get Hooters to go.
That's to go, Bob.
I guess they didn't want the wings to get cold.
At the Beef and Bird Cook-Off, does anyone use a gas grill?
You couldn't get anybody out here to cook with gas.
Definitely want to use charcoal.
Because when it comes to flavor...
Proven fact, the charcoal is better than gas.
And the charcoal of choice...
Kingsford, for sure.
Kingsford Charcoal, because taste is everything.
What makes a great car company is the passion. You know, racing is such an important part of Ford's history, both with the cars themselves, some of the best drivers ever to drive, and then the fans. It's the man or the woman who's got the car in the garage, that tinkers all week, and then takes it to the track on the weekend and lets loose. I love it.
Father's Day's coming soon. Mitchell Petty Driving Experience has a special offer just for days. Buy any experience, And for an extra $75, Dad gets a ride-along program and the Swiss Army money clip.
Call 1-800-B-PETTY for this awesome Father's Day package from Richard Petty Driving Experience.
Here's a chance to make your dad feel like a king, too.
Call 1-800-B-PETTY today.
Plastic is anything we ask it to be, like in a car seat in case of a bump, or in a life vest holding snug for the jump. Close at hand to help raise our children. Plastics make it possible.
Welcome back to Pocono, where Frank Kimmel, right behind the pace car, will take the restart over Dason Lusk, Jason Jarrett, and Ron Cox. Michael Vergers walked out of the ambulance to the care center to be checked over after a hard hit using up the back end of the Bob Shack 75. And likewise, 46-year-old Tom Erickson, who's raced late models throughout Pennsylvania, has over 200 wins and 5 track championships. He's okay after a couple of hard hits.
You know, Mike, it'd be a great time. 3 weeks ago, hard crash at Lowe's Motor Speedway by ARCA driver Tina Gordon. Broke her left leg, lower left leg in 5 spots, but she's home, she's resting, she's recovering. Tina, we know you're watching. She's already talking about when she'll be back later on in the series this year, and we wish you well, Tina. It'd be great to see you back.
Good news that her recovery is progressing. Bad news for C.W. Smith. He retired Pennsylvania trooper and just pushed the shop vac number 42 to the garage. As the restart will come out here with 11 laps to go. And Kimmel, the pole sitter by virtue of points, trying to hold off Damon Lusk, Jason Jarrett, Ron Cox, and Chase Montgomery and Rick Corelli.
Pretty much all the top 5 cars on equal tires. They have about 10 laps on these tires after pitting a few laps ago.
Andy Belmont, Bobby Gerhardt still on the lead lap, and Billy Venturini, they believe a loose oil line is what caused that oil down of turn 1. He's still on the lead lap.
Top 3 cars all clear the lap traffic. Frank Kimmel gets a pretty good run off turn 1. He's been a little better after a restart than Damon Lusk, but it takes 2 or 3 laps. Looks like Damon Lusk really comes on. But we'll be coming back to where we only have 11 laps to go.
Down to Jimmy Spencer.
I'll tell you something. We're down here in Frank Kimmel's pit right now. He's leading the race, and that's the best position to be in. Talking to Damon Lusk, crew chief, he's complaining, but as soon as he gets to Frank, he loses the front tires. He loses the nose. Very critical here at Pocono, a flat track aero push. So Frank being in the lead, that's going to be very hard for Damon to get that car to make that right adjustment and turn underneath Frank. Frank's a crafty veteran, so it'll be interesting. I think that Damon can catch Frank, but also pass him is going to be another story.
Venturini pulled up on Gerhardt. And we saw Rick Corelli poke his red car out in the front straightaway, make a move on one of the lap cars. Corelli now 5th. Andy Belmont 6th. Gerhardt, the white car here, is 7th. Venturini 8th. Chase Montgomery 9th.
Yeah, just when Billy Venturini made all that track position up by changing 2 tires, and he has the oil line loose, but looks like that's fixed, and he's on the move. I just don't know if he has enough laps to get very far, much further forward than he is right now.
And right behind him, the 59, Mark Gibson, who got spun around in that turn 1 wreck. You see that Gibson is back and running, although he has lost 2 laps in the Williams Brothers Lumber Ford.
And I tell you, just in the last half lap, Damon Lusk has really pulled in on Frank Kimmel in the 46 car, but we talked about that just a little bit ago. It's like it takes about a lap and a half or 2 laps for Damon Lusk's car to really get going. And that last lap, he was about 0.3 of a second quicker than our leader, Frank Kimmel, in the 46.
The lonely guy is Jason Jarrett. He's 1 second behind this battle, but 2.5 seconds ahead of the 4th place car. Jarrett in 3rd, and Ron Cox in 4th, poised to have his best finish of the season. There's a look at Jarrett, last year's Rookie of the Year, and then Cox, who was the 99 Rookie of the Year in ARCA, trying to hold off Rick Corelli. Cox, a veteran of dirt and pavement short track late models, ran the NASCAR Sportsman Series and had a 6th place finish here.
Look at Corelli, an 05 car, tries to get a run on the high side, gets a pretty good run off turn 3, but just can't keep the momentum. But it's going to be a drag race now to who wins the battle down to turn 1.
I think Cox is going to have position. He has the inside. Well, Pirelli's going to challenge him.
Well, he drove it down in there. Let's see if it sticks, if he can get the run on that high side. And Andy Belmont back there in the 1 car, he's going to see who has the preferred line.
Pirelli, one of the first stars of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, racing for Marshall Chesrown in a number 6, sponsored by Total and then later by Remax. Whoa, Cox took it to Pirelli, roughed him up just a little bit, and there's Pirelli getting loose and Belmont hanging on.
But Belmont in the 1, he had to back off too because he wasn't sure what was going to happen to Pirelli in 05. He could have taken advantage. Look at Gerhardt. He's going to jump up in there. He's going to try to get underneath Belmont. Bringing Billy Venturini in 25 with him.
So Cox, whose best finish this season is 10th and his best ever Pocono finish 12th last June, moves up, and here comes Gerhardt trying to take advantage of the loss of momentum by Belmont. Venturini, the blue car, is back in play.
This was coming down toward the tunnel turn, turn 2. Rick Pirelli in 05.
And Belmont got into the back of Pirelli. That's what got him real loose. Contact.
Looks like he was just a little bit loose to begin with, and that helped him on be a lot looser.
7 to go. Working around a slower car comes Frank Kimmel and Damon Lusk. I think that's 6 laps to go.
And with 6 to go, there's still some lap cars out there that could play a factor in this. It's going to be important for Kimmel to try to catch these cars at the right place. Here we have that battle for 4th right here. Rick Pirelli in 05.
Oh, a car in the dirt.
Caution
and one in the wall.
Caution is out.
One hard in the wall, trying to take evasive action. Now that's on the front straightaway. That's the number 11, John Mazzucchelli. And an interesting story with this car is that they rotate drivers who are graduates of, is it Andy Hillenburg's
Andy Hillenburg's driving school.
And Mazzucchelli was giving a good account of himself until he tried to avoid a car that was down in the infield dirt and ended up pancaking the wall.
Now, regardless of how long it takes to clean this wreck up, we are guaranteed a green flag finish. Green, white, checkered should we go that long under caution.
It was 27. Chase Montgomery, last car on the lead lap, getting a boot from Eric Smith. And contact up in the high groove sent the 11 into the wall.
Yeah, he got into that white car that was right there. Not sure who that is. He was about to go around on the outside, but then he got into him on the inside and just shoved him right up into the outside wall, and that was a hard hit for this race car.
So the fast track driving school number 11 sits wounded as we're under caution once again. This is the 4th one of the afternoon. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, it's a show that goes behind the scenes of making a racing flip. Filming at speed is next, so keep it cranked only to speed.
Hi, I'm Jim Guest, president of Consumer Reports, the one magazine totally dedicated to helping you find the best value whenever you shop. Thanks to Consumer Reports, people like you have found the best of everything from cars to mutual funds, even cell phone service.
Safety, quality, the facts to make good choices and save money. That's Consumer Reports. Call now for a risk-free trial subscription that includes 12 monthly issues, plus the 2003 buying guide and the special April auto issue. As a free bonus, you'll receive the 2002 buying guide and the essential household reference, How to Clean Practically Anything. That's 13 issues plus 2 free bonus books, all for only $26. You'll save over $54 or 67% off the newsstand price. Month after month, you'll see why 4 million subscribers consult Consumer Reports before they buy.
There's simply no other magazine like Consumer Reports.
Call now for your risk-free 13-issue subscription plus your 2 free books.
Call 1-800-697-8811 for Consumer Reports.
The question now becomes fuel mileage. They've extended this caution to blow the track in turn 3 to clear off some debris at the request of several of the race leaders. So now lap 83 is complete. They give them 1 to go. Jimmy Spencer, the fuel mileage thing is getting a little risky now.
It is. At first they weren't really worried about it, but now they're saying to themselves, we're getting close to lap 87, 88, and that's what they were all talking. That's a fuel window. They never dreamt that this caution would come, and it would be for debris on the racetrack and things like that. So all in all, I think they can make it, Mike, but it's going to be really close. Now to Dick.
Well, Damon Lusk's crew think he can go to that lap 87 without any problem. He almost certainly is not going to have to worry about that. He did come on the radio and tell the crew he's having a little bit of a problem with the transmission, but he also said, I'm going to try to make something happen. Jason Jarrett, who is starting right behind Lusk, has been told that Lusk is going to try to make something happen, and Jarrett said he's just going to follow him right through and see if they can both make something happen together. This will be an exciting finish. That I can guarantee you.
9 lead lap cars. Kimmel, that bright orange Advance Auto Parts Ford, Lusk, Jarrett, Corelli, with Cox, Belmont, Gerhardt, Venturini, and Montgomery are the 9 cars on the lead lap. This race was scheduled for 80 laps. This caution has extended it, a 10-lap caution. So they'll take the green flag completing lap 84, the white flag at 85, and at 86, the checker, barring any unforeseen circumstance, could be close.
Yeah, and I think everybody would be okay on fuel because all the leaders were on pit road at lap 51. If they could do 35 green flag laps, that takes them to 86, but we've had 10 caution laps, and it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. Now, these fuel cells are designed to pick up 22 gallons. That's based on everybody being able to pick up that 22 gallons of fuel. But I think with 10 caution laps, everybody will be able to go to the distance. You see Damon Lusk in that 22 car, as we've talked about, he's not been that good on restarts. He's not going to give anything to Frank Kimmel. He's right on that rear bumper, and he will try to move and anticipate when Frank Kimmel will make this restart.
Pace car is in.
Jason Jarrett in the 67 car, he's trying to do the same strategy here, but Frank Kimmel pulls away. Remember, it's taken about a lap or lap and a half for Damon Lusk in that 22 to get going, but he gets a good restart. Kimmel's going to run him to the inside. It's going to be a drag race for everyone. Kimmel he got sideways there. Is he backed off the throttle or something?
Whoa, and he's loose. He's very, very
loose. He's got a flat tire or something, or he may have debris on his tires possibly. Didn't get them cleaned off good. He has a big problem. We stay green.
And Frank Kimmel goes from the front to the back. Damon Lusk is out front by himself. The race is for second. Jason Jarrett, Rick Corelli, Ron Cox, Andy Belmont, Bobby Gerhardt, Billy Venturini, Chase Montgomery. Can Jarrett run down 24-year-old Damon Lusk from Kennewick, Washington?
White flag lap, bell lap. Frank Kimmel, he's over in turn 3 right now, and he's not up to speed at all, so he definitely has a big problem with that race car.
He's going to join Eric Smith on pit road. Last lap. Corelli, the veteran, has lost touch with Jarrett. As you see the gap there, it's about 6 car lengths. Ron Cox is 4th, on pace for his best finish ever. Bobby Gerhardt, the local favorite, 5th. Venturini, then Belmont. Venturini up to 6th. Last time around. Damon Lusk has 1 ARCA win, Atlanta, and 12 top 10s. A veteran of the Southwest Tour, where he was 4th in points in 1999. He's been been in the top 10 in every race this year. Here he comes off turn 3.
Jason Jarrett only able to get to about 4 car lengths with him.
And Lusk is going to win it. Damon Lusk beats Jason Jarrett and Rick Corelli. Ron Cox is 4th and Bobby Gerhardt 5th.
Barely beats Billy Venturini for 5th. It was close for 5th place. Andy Belmont 7th and rookie Chase Montgomery, first time at Pocono, finishes 8th.
Let's show you what happened to Frank Kimmel on this restart.
This is coming down the front straightaway. Everything looks good right here. Damon Lusk stays right with him as he talked about, but it's almost like right there something started happening to Frank Kimmel's car. And right here you see it get very, almost like it got loose. I see some smoke coming out of it. I believe he had an engine problem.
Didn't miss a shift. Looser. A little smoke from the left rear, Larry. There it is. Left rear down.
He has a left rear flat. That's what was wrong with that race car, a flat left rear tire.
Jimmy Spencer is with Frank's crew chief.
I'll tell you what, a heartbreaker here for Bill Kimmel, his brother and crew chief, and the other white meat car. You know, Billy, to be leading the race and to have something like that happen on a green-white checkered finish, it's got to be upsetting.
Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago we won a race. ARCA has a rule with 10 laps to go. We always race back to the yellow, and then we finish under the yellow a lot of times. They just changed this rule recently, and I think it's a terrible rule. I mean, you know, they run us through the debris up there for, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps, and Frank was hollering, we got debris, we're picking it up. And then on a speedway where you're running 180 mile an hour, they want you to drive off in the turn with flat tires. I'm just not a real happy deal. Vance Auto Parts Port car run really well all day long and actually dominated the race.
It is. It's hard for him to watch this, but you're still going to keep the point lead. You got 4 wins and 8 starts. That's pretty darn good, Billy. You can be proud of that car and proud of Frank, and I give you credit for the way he's handled that.
Thank you.
Again, a look at what happened to Frank Kimmel here. This is limping around the pit road. Watch the left rear. There it goes.
And the only thing that saved him, allowed him to go around the racetrack, was that inner liner, the tire within the tire, the safety inner liner. And he never did come to pit road, stayed on the lead lap, and finishes 9th.
A tough break for Frank Kimmel, who led 70 of the 86 laps here at Pocono.
Any grill can cook a steak, but can it handle a pancake? The Big Easy can. From Charbroil, keepers of the flame.
What a great day for baseball, everybody. Beautiful day, and we got a classic match.
Now this same feeling is available in a car.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Introducing the all-new Mazda Protege 5.
Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Same feeling.
Zoom, zoom.
New form.
Hey, mama.
Here you go, little guy.
Irene, take this.
What?
It's me.